Okay, guys, welcome to our Sunday inspiration call. Myself, Carrie B., Director of Team Wickless Chili Peppers, along with Jessica Villarreal, Director of Team Achieve the Dream, and Lucy Smith, Director of No Limit. We welcome you to our call, whether you're listening to it live or recorded, and we are so excited that you're joining us today on this very last Sunday of August. So tonight we have an amazing special guest. We've heard lots about her, so we are excited to hear from Kande. And yay, there she is in the middle. We're going to put her on speaker mode when we switch over to her. We're going to defer the announcements until the end so that she can jump right in. So hang on tight to the end for a few announcements. And I hope you guys have your pencils, your papers, because you're about to be schooled and educated and inspired all at the same time. So I'm going to throw it to Jessica Villarreal to introduce our speaker.
Okay, guys, so welcome, just as Carrie said. And I personally, first of all, just want to thank Kande because Kande was sick this week and she still, like a trooper, came on. No excuses. I love that. So, again, Kande, thank you for getting on the call. And I hope I'm saying your last name right. Is it Hein?
Yeah.
Okay, Kande Hein. She is director. She's been with Scentsy since August of 2012. While stationed in Korea, I thought that, okay. So she made a top 100 for Greece's incentive trip, annual mentor for 2015 and 2016. That is amazing. World tour and Scentsy Family Reunion presenter for 2016. Sensational start level 3 and has earned all incentive trips since joining. So this girl knows what she is doing. So I am going to pass it over to you, Kande. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you all so much. I don't know if it's helpful to know just a little bit about me, but I thought maybe I would just start there. And forgive me, I'm getting over pneumonia, so forgive me if I cough every once in a while. I have to get a drink of tea. But so like Jessica said, I started whenever I was in Korea. So before that, my master's degree is in marketing. And so I'd worked at ad agencies for about 10 years. And all of a sudden, we got notice that we were moving to Korea. So within about 3 months, I completely lost my personal brand. I went from being an advertising executive with a master's to being a stay-at-home mom that was newly pregnant in South Korea. And so I struggled for about 6 months to really find something that kind of filled my cup again. And the thing that I found that I was missing a lot was those gold stars. So whenever you're recruiting, think about those people too that are stay-at-home moms, but maybe they used to work. A lot of times we really miss those gold stars as moms because we don't get them. We don't get an award for, cleaning up the messes or, working a 24-hour day. So keep that in mind because it's really important for people that are intrinsically motivated, like me, that they get those gold stars. So I looked for about 6 months. I tried to write for an Australian blog. I put so many hours in for volunteering at the base that I was up for volunteer of the year because I was just trying to fill my cup and nothing was working. And so I'd never tried Scentsy before. But one of my friends just posted, hey, I'm putting in an order tonight. Anybody want to jump in? And I was like, oh, it's $99. And it was August and there was something called a supersized kit. So I was like, all right, I'll do it on a whim. And I had no idea what I was doing and never even seen the product. Well, it came in my kit like 2 hours before my launch party. And I got really excited about this launch party. I did all this pre-marketing for it, and I had a lot of people RSVP'd, so I was not going to cancel that thing until I couldn't. So I screamed at the post office box because things take like 2 weeks to get there. And so I screamed and I got it. And so it was kind of cool because I experienced Scentsy for the very first time almost with everybody at the party. And there's something to be said for that because I had a $2,000 party. That party was $2,000. Yeah, I know, right? And so that newbie, that fresh, that fresh take on like how amazing a product this is. I think we take it for granted so much. We take for granted that there's no downside to this. We don't have to like sweep under that it's unsafe under the rug or anything else. Like, we take that for granted. So that's something that it's why newbies do such a good job, coming out of the gates, because they have that excitement, and we have to kind of get that back too. And people really feel that. It's something that you want to just kind of, if you're making notes of like just, I call them aha moments. You probably saw that aha moment group, and it's just what always comes to my head. But it's just that excitement. People feel it. So anyway, I got that kit. I kind of experienced at the same time everybody else did. I made friends that night. I promoted and made all this money, and I didn't even know about Hostess Rewards. So I was completing this out, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, I have like $300 in free stuff here. It was crazy. So anyway, that's how it got started. And working overseas is not an easy thing. So if you do have anybody, though, that's military, kind of on your dream team list, that's another. I'm going to just be a little random today, okay? And it's random on purpose because I know you've heard all of the recruiting trainings out there. I know you've heard the hour-longs about this specific thing, about this specific thing. But what I want to do is just give you a whole bunch of little things that maybe one of those little things is like your thing that's going to be like, okay, that means something to me. So I hope that it doesn't feel as random. It just feels like that I'm giving you little things that maybe you can, grab this one or grab this one. It might help you. Okay. So one of the random things and tips that I want to give you is making sure that your potential recruits know that there's Hostess Rewards and commission. So many times I've switched a conversation where they're like, I don't know, especially doing a host flip. And once I say, you get the Hostess Rewards and the commission, they're like, oh, because again, we have to be very careful about using lingo. So I don't ask people to host a party. I ask them, hey, let's bundle some orders together. I don't tell people, I don't use sensational star. I don't say, let's earn the shooting star. I don't say any of those lingo terms. So we have to be careful about that. So whenever you're having those recruiting conversations, it's important to not use that lingo because it makes them, it intimidates them. It makes them feel a little dumb already, like, I already don't know what's happening. So just bring it down and remember that excitement of the new product, and also that not everybody understands what this lingo and stuff means. Also, the other thing I was going to say is the dream team thing. So, you've all heard this, write down a list of 100. Well, you want to write down, yeah, that's good to have that list, but I also want you to write down your dream team. Who is it that you're like, you know what? This person would be amazing. And it doesn't matter if they're a doctor, if they're a lawyer, if they're whatever they are. It doesn't matter. Because we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have pediatricians, neurosurgeons, we have everything on SNC consultants, and so don't let that intimidate you. And actually, those people are really good to go after. They get tax write-offs. It's a de-stressor for them. That's why we have so many nurses that do really well too. They put in the work. They know how to put in the work, and they can put in the work. And they're very goal-oriented. That's why nurses and teachers do really well. And so make that list of who your dream team is, and then let them know. And whether you're trying to recruit them or not, just send them a message and say, I just want you to know. I was thinking tonight, and I was writing down who my dream team would be. If I could put together the very best of my friends, who would make the very best team ever, and you are on it. And that's going to go a really long way for people, instead of just saying, hey, there's a supersized kit, you should do this. And that brings me to another thing that I want to say is that you want to also be really careful when you're recruiting to not oversell this thing. In direct selling in general, sometimes it gets oversold too much. And you hear too many times people saying, oh, it's going to change your life. Make your dreams come true. You see all those memes. Those are great. And that means a lot to you and I, right? we've seen it. We've seen it work. We've seen it in action. But those other people haven't. And it's the same thing that other direct selling companies are telling them. So they don't really believe it, And so you have to start with what I like to call their surface wise. So how many people do you know started because, and think about why you started. Did you start because you were going to change your life? Because you were going to work your husband out of a job, or you were going to make millions? No. You started, most likely, 99% of us did anyway, because we wanted a hobby. We wanted friends, we wanted to get out of the house, we wanted some extra money, we wanted some Christmas funds. So you've got to think about those 5. And I have those written down, so I'll tell you them for you. So what I call the surface whys, and I call them surface whys because we talk about finding out their why a lot, right? But how many times are we now recruiting via private messenger? Right? We're not having phone conversations. We're not meeting up for coffee with people anymore. This is a global world and a global business. And so most of our conversations are happening over private messenger. So you can't find out their why. And a lot of times you don't know these people. They can be like, what is your deepest, darkest, thing that excites you? You can't find that out. You're going to find out their surface whys. And then in those initial conversations, when you're helping them plan their business, that's when you're going to get into their deeper why. So their surface whys is going to be 1, money; 2, friendship or connection or getting out of the house; 3 is a love of the product or a discount; 4 is a hobby or me or distressing time; and 5 is just more time at home with their family. Now, opposite of 5 is that number 2, getting out of the house. So why that's important to call out is that you want to find out what that surface why is before you start answering questions or trying to recruit. Because for me, I am somebody that really craves alone time. I loved working so much. And I would put in 60 hours a week because I just loved it. So if you were to try to recruit me by telling me that I could spend more time at home, I'd be like, I got a lot of time already. I'm good. But if you were to say, hey, I know that you used to work, a lot and worked in ad agency, and I know you loved it, blah, blah, blah. This is a great way just to get out of the house every once in a while. You've got 2 toddlers and a baby. Every once in a while, you just need to get out. That would speak to me. And that's why it's important to find out what that surface why is, because then you can truly angle your conversations. So if you know that it's money, then let's talk about Christmas. Let's talk about the very simplest form of the compensation plan. You don't want to go too deep ever unless they ask in those initial conversations. So let's talk about that. If the product love and the discount, let's talk about that new fall collection. Let's talk about some of the things that Lindsay talked to us about, our creative director. Talk to us about at Reunion about how people are staying home more. I pulled a Forbes article recently that said almost 50% of our workforce in the U.S. now work from home. 50%. And that's direct sales, but it's also Google, Amazon, whatnot. People want to spend more time at home. And that's why our pieces have become more of decor as well, is because people want their home to feel good, because that's where they're spending all their time. So that's what you want to focus on, is what that surface why is. Okay, so another little random thing, excuse me, is their personal website. Okay, so one thing that I do, again, we're all recruiting via private messenger a lot, right? So what I do on private messenger is we're having a good conversation. It's going back and forth, and then all of a sudden it stops, and you're like, what do I do now? It's kind of like that first date. It's like, what is the exact amount of time that I need to wait until I call them? Is it 2 days? Was one day going to make me too desperate? You try to figure out what that is. And so what I like to do is after about, 2 days, day and a half, whatever it is, I'm kind of feeling it out, then I will do some research on this person. Maybe it's a friend that I already know, or maybe it's somebody that I've met in an online chat group or whatever, and I don't know them. I will go and do some recon. So what you're going to do is you're going to find out, what is it that they love? So for example, I'll give you a real life example of this. I had somebody I was trying to recruit this summer, and the same thing happened. A couple days went by. So what I did is I looked into what things she loves. She loves Disney more than anything, okay? So I looked, and it's Alice in Wonderland. That's like her thing. And so I started coming up with creative ideas of how to put Alice in Wonderland in her PWS, her website address. So I was like, ooh, like Wonderland of Wax, and I kind of had all these ideas. And then I looked even further and thought, oh, well, this is how she could brand herself. This is how she could sign her, all of her notes to people. We could have our launch party, could be an Alice in Wonderland party. So what I did is I just messaged her a couple days in, and I was like, hey, I know you're still thinking about the Scentsy gig, but I was thinking today about your website address, and I thought wonderlandofwax.scentsy.us would be so fun. And then your launch party could be, don't be late for the tea party. We could mark out tea and put Scentsy, and then you could sign all of your stuff like da-da-da. And like, she just sees all that excitement, and then I'm like, so anyway, oh my gosh, you have to do this now. I'm kind of excited. Now I want this website address, and just leave it there. You're not asking her again, but what you're doing is you're tying that emotional connection she already has to something to Scentsy, and it's really hard to pull those apart because now you've made it tangible for her, and she really gets, excited and pumped up about it. And then even if that, Wonderland of Wax wasn't the one, she's now going to be thinking like, oh, maybe not Wonderland of Wax, but ooh, what about this, or what about this? And then she's going to land on something that gets her really excited, and she cannot get her brain off that. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, that happens, right? When we are thinking about something and it clicks, and nothing else matters. That's all your brain is. So that's just a tiny little thing, but it really, really works and gets people connected. And so you can do that by doing a little bit of recon. So that's another one of the little random notes. And then how much time do I have? 7:50. Okay, I've been talking for a while, Jessica. How am I doing?
You're good.
Okay. Do you want me to talk about like 5 more minutes about another thing? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I could talk all day, so sorry. I'm a chatterbox. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about quickly is about creating micro relationships. So we do a lot of our conversations and our recruiting through private messenger, but it's also still important that we meet new people in person. And so one way that I like to do this is I call it creating micro relationships and getting people to ask you about your business. So just to really, if you've watched that aha moment, you've kind of heard this example. So I'll just run through it really quick. And if you want to kind of hear the whole thing, I'll give you a link. But essentially, you see somebody in Hobby Lobby, you think, she's by herself, she kind of feels like right, whatnot, I'm going to approach her. You approach her with a genuine compliment. This is not a fake compliment. People can, spot those from a mile away. But what's important about this is that you're also getting yourself just in that mode of always just finding ways to make people smile, and you don't always have to do it for your business, but just find somebody that, they probably don't get a lot of compliments, or just find somebody and just practice that all the time. And it really opens people up. And even if you want to kind of ease into this, start doing this without presenting the opportunity and just watch what it does to people. You watch, you give somebody a genuine compliment, and you just see them, their wall completely just break down. So, and you can do things, it doesn't have to be totally superficial. It can be things like, yeah, it's got a great bag, or great shoes, or great haircut, or, but it also can be, you have really well-behaved children, or you are really good at your job, or the customer service you gave was, that lady was really, amazing. I think, and then you can kind of go into this next part of the conversation, but just start with seeking out how you can compliment people. Now, if you saw this lady, for example, and you loved your bag, you tell her, hey, I love your bag. Where did you get it? And she's going to say, thanks. Yeah, I got it at TJ Maxx on sale, because we always like to tell people when things are on sale, right? We don't want people to know. We want people to think that we spend a lot on it. But when it comes down to it, we can't stand it. We have to tell you, like, oh, dude, I got this for like $5. We have to tell them. And so she's going to tell you that information. And you say, oh, it's so cute. I've been looking for a summer bag. And this conversation, you kind of have to fill it out. You can kind of go back and forth. But okay, go see Nani. I have a deployed husband and toddlers, so forgive me. Excuse me. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to say, oh, well, thanks again. Have a good day. And as you're walking away, your hand's already going to be in your purse on your sample, and you're going to turn back around and you're going to say, oh, actually, I have some extra of these. Let me give one to you. You're going to start handing it to her. You're not going to say Scentsy. You're just going to start handing it to her. She's going to reach your hand out, right? You're going to put it in her hand. And then I like to give washer whiffs, because it gives me an extra about, 3 to 5 seconds, because they don't know what washer whiffs are, most likely. They know what a wax is, and they'll say, thanks, put it in their purse and walk away. But the whiffs, they'll be like, what is this? And you're like, oh, wait, do you not know about our washer whiffs? And this is whenever that excitement gets in, right? You're like, they are the best thing ever. They've changed your life. And so you say that, and then you say something like, I've got some black raspberry vanilla washer whiffs coming in tomorrow, and my customers go crazy for them. I cannot keep them in stock. I can send you a sample. And yeah, sure. And then at that point, while you're doing that, I like to already have my phone pulled out. So it's all kind of timing. So whenever I say I have black raspberry vanilla washer whiffs coming in next week, at that point, I'm already reaching in my purse, pulling it out, and it's almost like I'm looking at my calendar saying when my shipment's coming in, but really what I'm doing is I'm getting to Facebook, because what I want to do is I want to friend request her. So I'm going to say, oh, I can send you a sample. Let me add you on Facebook. So you're already going to have it, already going to be up, and you're going to be facing it towards her and say, what is your name again? And she's going to tell you, because it's funny, asking people their address and their name and their phone number even is more intrusive than giving them access to all of our lives on Facebook. Isn't that weird how that works? So you're going to ask them for all access. And what's brilliant about this is you are going to be getting permission at that point to be showcasing your connection, your brand with Scentsy now every time you're posting, because you're friends. So you're going to Facebook friend her, and then if you do a good job and do what we're supposed to do and organically share how we are using Scentsy in our life versus selling, then they are going to be intrigued to either join, post, or buy. And that's one other little note that I want you to write down is I don't start with buying. I start with joining. So instead of buy, host, join, it is join, host, buy. So I always start with join. They don't want to join. All right. How about hosting? They don't want to host. All right. I'll let you buy. So I always like to start that conversation with that. So, I could talk about so many other things, but I know that we want to open it up for questions too. So I hope that was a little bit of good information, and just let me know if you have some questions about it.
Yes, that was awesome. And I'm so glad you said that, because I know that us leaders, we always tell our teams about the start with the opportunity and default with the product. So I love that you also highlighted that. So guys, I know that Carrie, Carrie's posting. You will have to unmute. But does anybody have any questions for Kande? So many things that I love. I have 2 pages of notes.
Me too. Me too. I think my biggest thing is that when she said that tying their interest to Cincy is huge, you know, doing the research and tying. I love that. I love the dream team list, you guys. We're always talking about having your list of 14. But again, picking and choosing who you want to be on your team is huge, I think. So who's out there, you guys? Kande is an excuse buster. And y'all know I love excuse busters because she's on the call, not feeling well. Or not 100%. Let's not say not feeling well. And she's here. So let's get your questions answered. She is available for us. Is someone unmuted or? Is that you? Okay. Okay, well. Tonight's not the night to be shy, y'all.
Come on, one
I'm like, I know.
Where's Lucy at?
I'm right here. I love the dream team list. I don't remember where it was at, but they had us make. It was one meeting we had, and this kind of took me back to it about the dream team because they made us do like a poster board and cut pictures out of people who we would love to be on our team, and I mean, we need to go back to that and do that again. And the dream team board, I love it. So I love that. That the way it's named, Dream Team. The other thing that I love, like Carrie said, was doing research on your possible team member and getting to know them because it is all about them. That's why we want them on our team, is to help them and to get a piece of this journey that we're all so in love with. But yet we need to make it about them. And I love that research that you did on her with the Disney and stuff. So, but I did want to ask you.
And she joined.
Yeah. Okay, that was my question. Did she join?
That's so funny.
Cool.
Yeah, it works.
Mm-hmm.
What you made me think of something I was going to tell you. And I lost it because I got so excited about the Wonderland wax. But did you have a question? Did you have another question?
No, that was it. That was my question.
Well, guys, and hopefully Kande will remember, but I'm going to share this real quick too. When she shared about, I wrote down, be realistic, but don't oversell. Start with your surface whys. Oh my gosh. I mean, you know, you guys, it's not that you haven't heard it, but it's how you heard it, how she worded it, you know, how she shared with us to be mindful of the lingo that we use. But again, you know, I hear sometimes people say what do they call it? They vomit all over their, and this is just like a foundation to let you say, listen to what they're saying. And then you can take, oh, you heard they have money challenges or, oh, they want to go on a family vacation, or you can turn their surface why or their why into how Cincy can be an answer to that versus you telling them why you joined and what it's done for you and me. So I love that. I love your way you worded that, Kande.
Yeah. One thing I was going to say is, you know, we talked about in that couple of days before, you know, when you're having that conversation and it kind of stops, you know, that PWS strategy. One other thing that you can do in that time is just make sure you stay connected to them on social media. So make sure that you are following them. Make sure that you are liking and commenting, especially on the things that they are posting. So stay connected on things that are not just Cincy. You don't want to be like, okay, I don't care about your life at all. I only care about private messaging you and asking you to join my team. But, you know, and that also helps too, because what if they just posted that their daughter just went into the ER with something and you messaged them and was like, hey, you ready to join my team? So it's really important that this is a relationship business, no matter what, and it will always be, no matter how digital we go, it's still relationship oriented. So it's really important that you stay connected with them on social media too.
Really quick, I want to highlight something else that Kande actually I think, Kande, it was the first aha moment that you did, correct? That you guys put together. So it was the very first one, and I remember that day. It's about a couple of weeks ago that they did that on a Friday, and I watched Kande that day. So she talked about the surface wise, and I do a lot of video within all of my groups, and just period on and YouTube. So when I heard her say this, you know, I'm always thinking, right, on my YouTube channel and on Instagram, on videos that can kind of highlight the opportunity, but not say, hey, the special is, you know, and make it about me. So when she said this, like, that has been helping me so much, because of course you got to be really careful with the income disclosure on, you know, saying since he got me this, but not to that, not with that, but like where she talked about the love of the product or the discount and the friendship, the connection. So when I'm like trying to think about my content to use for getting people to want to join, it was kind of like an eye opener, because I do kind of come from a lot, and with my training my team on, you know, it can change your life, it can do this, it can do that. And so it helped me not to go into that realm with possible new team members, because again, you know, when I went back when he said that, I thought about, okay, why did I join? Like, I had never even used Scentsy ever before, but I wanted an income stream. And I was like, duh, it makes total sense. So I love your surface. So I love that.
Cool.
We have a question, and the question is to Kande is, how do you approach people with Scentsy, again, with Facebook? So how do you approach people using Facebook? I believe is that Crystal, you want to ask her, or?
Yeah, I heard that you use Facebook to take a picture or something, and you give them a sample with a shipment or something like that. Can you repeat that, Kande?
Yeah, so one of the strategies is creating that, I call it a micro relationship. So again, it's all about relationships. But when you meet people in the store, for example, the biggest thing that you want to do is you want to have the awkward thing for us is the approach to somebody, right, that we don't know. And it's also the exit of that approach, because we're scared they're going to say no, or that's going to be awkward. So if we have a sample and an exit strategy, then it's helpful. And so the compliment is going to be the way that you get in the door, that you approach. You'll have that conversation about whatever the bag it is, whatever it is. Then you're going to give them the sample without saying Scentsy, just saying, hey, I have some extra samples here. Let me give you one. You're going to give it to them. And then while you're telling them about the washer lifts, I like to do washer lifts, then you're going to be pulling out your phone. You're going to have Facebook already up. And you're going to say, let me get you a sample. At that point, you don't want to ask for their address or their details. You're just going to say, hey, let me get you a sample. I'm going to add you on Facebook. Then later, once you're friends, then you can private message and you can get their address and, you know, figure out if they also want a catalog, or ask them if they want to host a party or whatever it is at that point. But the main thing is you want to get friends with them. You want to connect with them on Facebook, because then you're connected. You're not just give them a sample, because I can tell you that I've been a consultant now for 4 years. I just had my anniversary for 4. And I've never in 4 years given a sample to somebody without getting their information and they contact me back proactively, ever, in 4 years. So if you don't, then you will not, it's fruitless. It's just like throwing money away. So Facebook is the fastest way to do that. I've tried the strategy of having a notebook where I took down their information or said, hey, I'm doing a drawing, can I put your information? But nothing works as perfectly as that Facebook strategy. I think we might have lost Crystal, but if anybody else was listening, and there's the replay too.
Yep, she's there. I accidentally muted her video. Oops.
Poor Crystal.
I know.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Sorry.
It's all right.
Did that answer your question, Crystal?
Yeah, it did. And what'd you say about adding on Facebook again? Like, are you asking them to add on Facebook, or are you just like putting a picture of them doing the sample on your profile, or?
No, I'm adding them as a friend on my personal page. So
Okay.
I'll have Facebook up. I'll be phone towards them. I'll have my finger in the box that's like, you know, that you're searching for people's names, and I'll type their name in right there, and I'll say, ooh, and they'll say, oh, yeah, that's me. And you'll click on it, send a friend request right then. And then a lot of times they'll pull out their phone and accept it. And then, you know, later was whenever you can kind of start asking them for their address or whatever to get on that actual sample.
Okay.
But, you know, even if they're not ready at that point to buy, the idea is that you are connected. So if you are regularly talking and branding yourself in conjunction with Scentsy, then you're going to be top of mind for her when she is ready to do.
Okay. Hang on one second. Somebody's either got a microphone on or something, because we're hearing the I'm going to mute everybody. Hold on one second, because it's, y'all know I can't handle that.
It's somebody on a cell phone that called in. So.
Yeah, I just muted everybody. Sorry about that. There you go, Candy. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. Technical difficulties. All right, guys. Let's see if there's any more questions before I go on. Please ask questions. You know me and this thing, Lucy. Do you see any?
Amy said she's working on one recruit.
Yes. She is rocking and rolling here, but I'm not seeing any questions that I can scroll. Let me do this.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead, Amy.
I wanted to ask, what all social media platforms do you use, and which one is most effective for your business?
Okay, it's a good question. And I, you know, in my past agency life, I was a social media expert. And so the advice I give that I gave to all my clients is you don't want to say, okay, I'm all in social media. Here's my Twitter account, my Instagram account, my Pinterest account, I'm on YouTube, on Facebook, and you're going to because you know what? You're not going to do any of them well. So my suggestion is to pick one and to rock it. And whenever you feel like you've got a great handle on it and you are killing it there, then, you know, add another one. Or start with a couple and see which one really works for you. Because the reason that something works different for everybody else is because we're all different and different platforms work for different people. And so I have tried, you know, Instagram like really heavy, Pinterest really heavy, Facebook, and, you know, Facebook is what really just works for me. It works for the people that I'm connecting with. It works for my style. Everything about it works for me. But Instagram might be your deal. Or Pinterest. Pinterest is huge right now. Pinterest gets more. People buy more and get more traffic from Pinterest than almost everything else combined. If you took out Facebook out of the equation, they get more than everything combined. So Pinterest is huge, huge, huge right now, which is why they have added that on our workstations as, you know, a quick link under our accounts. But anyway, so that's my suggestion, is that it's not going to be the same for everybody. So I'm not going to be like Instagram, everybody has to be there, because that might be different for everybody. But to just pick one or two, do those really well before you branch out to others. But in general, Facebook is where everybody lives and plays already. And so that's why it's just such a mega platform for everybody, is because it's just where people already are. And that's really important whenever you're marketing to a fan base.
So true. I love that.
Awesome.
With social media, I think that's another big one that we talk about, is get really, really, really become a rock star at one and then move on. So I'm glad that you feel the same way about that.
Yeah.
And
it's really important. I talk about branding a lot, and it's not something that we can add time to go in on this one, but we can't say what our brand is. We can't say, you know what, I am great at this, and this is what people think about me. It's all of our actions, all of our posts, how we treat our customers. That's our brand. And so we have to make sure that we strategize every single thing we're putting out there on social media. We are thinking it through. Whenever we post about Scentsy, it can't be lazy. And that's my big thing right now is you can't be lazy, because customers know lazy, because direct sellers are doing it across the board and we're all posting the same thing. And that's why those photos are now disappearing. It's because people are getting lazy. So we have to get unlazy if we want to be the ones that are rising above. We always have to kind of be on the cutting edge if we want to be on, be progressing in our business and keep growing our business.
Well said.
You're talking directly to me.
Yeah.
Making graphics and just being more, more not lazy, I guess you could say, on your posts, just being different and standing out. So, love it.
Yeah, and you just, like I said, the strategy of it, it should take you 20 minutes to write a post. Like, I'm not even just,
wow.
I'm serious. Like, I'm just making up a number. I mean, maybe or whatever, but it should not be like, oh, copy and paste. It should be, and this is another good example. I recently saw somebody posted something, and then I saw everybody else was posting it. And it was literally like, look at this fundraiser that I just did for my friend. It was like somebody's house and a picture of all of their cars. It was like, look at this fundraiser I just did. And I literally saw it 5 times. So I told my team, I was like, so what is the difference with these? And, they're like, yeah, it's the exact same post, even the hashtags on it. And I said, the thing about it, though, is that I know who wrote that. I know whose post it was, because it's her brand. It's her style. It's her hashtag style. It's her photo style. And that's the point that you want to get at, is you want to have a brand that people recognize no matter what. And that is where you want to be. You want to create your own brand. So everything you do is leading to building the building blocks of building what that brand looks like. And man, when you build a really awesome brand, people are just going to flock to you. You're not going to have to recruit anymore. You're going to be attracting the kind of people that you want to attract if you are building that brand. I love that. Love, 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 love that.
All right. Well,
any other questions, guys? No.
I have another one.
Go ahead, Amy.
Kande, what are your thoughts on, as far as Facebook posting on your personal page, having a business page, or having a private group?
Okay. It's a good question, and it's one that all of us are figuring out, as we go. Facebook changes things all the time, and they're always going to be changing things. So it's important that we don't say, okay, we're only going to have a Facebook business page and nothing else, because then tomorrow they could completely change it. And that happened last, maybe a year and a half ago almost, where they changed it to where our business pages were no longer getting the views.
Mm-hmm.
I have about 5,000 likes on my business page, and it went from 3,000 people seeing it to like 12, and overnight. And so if you put all your eggs in that basket, you're a little screwed, right? So you have to make sure that you're doing things in different ways, because different things are all going to work for you, and then Facebook's going to change things. Also, it is really important that you always have a Facebook business page, because it is, again, where people already live. They're not going to go to your website. They're not going to go, somewhere else. They're going to go to Facebook first, and they're going to find you there, and they're going to see, the link to your website. That's where they're going to find the link to your website if they want to order. That's where they're going to find the information. So it's your static brochure and it's where people already are. And it's also, if you ever want to do Facebook advertising, paid advertising, that's how you can do it, is you can boost posts from that page, and then you can pay to get likes to that page. That's a whole nother topic, but that's how I recruited really big in New Zealand last year. I didn't know anybody there, but I just used Facebook and used that Facebook page to be able to do that and those boosted ads. And I didn't spend a lot. I mean, like less than $100 total. So, but it's important to have that Facebook page because of all of those reasons. And then a lot of people are really going to those VIP groups. It really works for some, and it really doesn't work for others. And so you just have to figure out, like, okay, one, do I have the time and the energy, and do I want to give it my all? Because if you're not willing to do that, it's just like international recruiting. You have to be in it for the long haul, or it's not going to work. You're not going to like open up a VIP page and everybody's going to come in all at once and it's going to be this amazing thing. You're going to have to work at it. And so if you're willing to do that, then I say go for that. I want to do that, but I know that I'm not in a good place right now to put all of my efforts and energy and time into that, and that's what it's going to take to make that great. So I hope that's helpful. But yes, definitely want to have a business page always. It's your static brochure. Think about that VIP page, but commit to it if you're going to do it. And then yes, you do want to post on your personal page, but it's not sales post. It's not the lazy post. It is the this is how I'm using Scentsy in my life because I love the product. This is how my kids are helping me. This is an award that I got. This is a congratulations I'm giving to a friend. It's not, always buy this and, the commercial language that we use. So I hope that's helpful.
Thank you, Kande.
You're welcome.
I love our
I
calls.
love that. I know. I'm like, I mean, I see Kande. I never personally met her, but I feel like I have on Facebook because I think one time, and you probably don't even know this, I didn't even tell you that, I saw purple hair at some event, and I was like, OMG, her hair is so cute. Who is she? I saw your name tag, and then when you did the Discover, the Scentsy, I was like, the girl with, and then I saw some of your YouTubes because I'm big on YouTube too, and I was like, the girl with the purple hair. So, and that's kind of how I followed you, but it's so awesome to hear kind of everything that you're saying, because it really just kind of goes full circle for me and where I'm at in my business. And I think each one of us are kind of at different places on our journey, so to speak, I guess. And I would say, just to kind of piggyback on top of what Kande said, is I think some people get overwhelmed with the social media, and it's kind of like you have to, again, see what you're willing to do and then start there. Because, again, in the beginning, I didn't have everything that I have now. I started with my personal page, of course, on Facebook, and then I added my business page, started learning and researching how the Facebook algorithms were working, and then, of course, just like Kande says, they change them all the time. Then I converted over to, again, another big reason why Kande, well, what she's saying to me is confirmation, because you always want to have a business page because that's searchable. A group is not, and that's, depending on what your security of it is. But when I love my VIP group because the people are getting to see every single post if they have notifications on. So with the way things change with the business page, it's hard to get every single body you have on there to be able to view what you're posting. So I love that. I thank you for all your awesomeness.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate your time, girl.
Appreciate you guys.
You are.
And I appreciate everybody that, you know, even just came to this call. That shows your directors that, you know, you mean business and that you want to grow. And, you know, I think something to remember is all the directors that are on this call, we were all where you are at some point in your business. You know, it's hard for us to remember that. We're like, oh, we want to be there so bad, but we all had to work to get there. We all had to do the exact same things that you're doing right now, which is being on these training calls. So just hats off and kudos to you for being here.
Whoop, whoop.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, we don't want to take much more of your time, Kande. So I so appreciate it so much. Thanks for your, I think this has been a really long time since we've had a guest speaker. So we started implementing this and you were our first for the month. So I'm super excited because I don't know about, and you guys can comment later, but I'll let Kande go. But I think it's just listening from a fresh set of eyes and ears that kind of rejuvenates a little bit. So hopefully this helped everybody on the call just to hear from someone other than us. But thank you so much, Kande. Again, I really, really appreciate it. You're awesome.
Thanks so much for having me. Let me know if you have any questions.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Amazing, right? Amazing, amazing. Refreshing. I think that's a good word, right? Refreshing.
Yes.
We got somebody on that, I mean, you guys, what I liked is that she gave a different spin on so many of the things that we do try to share, but it's always good. It kind of reminds you as being a parent that you can tell your kids something and then somebody else can walk in and tell them the same thing. And it's like bing, 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 bing. So hopefully you guys had some of that. Jenna said she loved the guest speaker, and we're glad that so many of you guys got on and showed her some love because that's also important. And if you stay tuned, we plan to have more guest speakers. If you're out there and you know of people that you've heard some amazingness from, let us know and we'll try to connect with them and get them on as well. So this has just been amazing. I think Lucy's going to do the announcements, some reminders, and then we will see if there's any more questions, and then we'll take you guys out.
All right. Hey, guys. Yes, she was awesome. I love it. I have a page and a half of notes, and I'm not a note taker. So until it's like, yeah, she said a lot of the things we try to share with y'all. So, yes, awesome guest speaker. Just a reminder, the last day of the month is Wednesday. Do not wait till the last day in the last minute to put orders in or close your parties because the system will be running super duper slow. And you want to make sure you get all your orders in because after this catalog, they will no longer be able to be ordered on September 1st. With that being said, today is the 28th, and it is the last day for you to subscribe to the scent and warmer of the month for September. So if you want the cute little warmer, what's the name of it? I don't even have it.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus, and the scent is Casting Spells. It's a beautiful warmer. I have it in my box still. I need to go get it. But today's the last day for you to subscribe to that if you want that. The scent smells amazing. If you're a fan of Caramel Pear Crisp, it's kind of in the same family as that. To me it is. That's my little opinion. And I've already had so many customers take the bars off my hands already that I had because they fell in love with it. Let's see, what's another reminder? Get rid of all your spring, summer catalogs, product lists, and anything that you have, brochures, by tomorrow. Try to get finish getting your orders in for the spring, summer catalog. So get rid of them. Don't have them collecting dust in your house because they're not going to be any good. I know I probably save one catalog, and that's because I save one catalog during each season because I just collect them. But other than that, they're going to be all gone. If you don't have a party or a basket party these next couple of days, get out tomorrow and go leave them at doctor's offices, at small business places. Just get rid of them. Another thing you could put on them, since if they'll probably still be there if you go drop them off at a business, is put a label or write on there, this catalog is old after August 31st. Contact me for a new and updated catalog or something cute on there. That way, if they do pick it up after the 31st, you could don't know it's old, and you will give them a newer one. Any other reminders? That's all I have. That's all I have.
Okay. And I was just going to add up, you may have said this, but you guys don't forget too, the month is ending, the season is changing. So you want to start separating out your scents, because the worst thing you want to do is on September, give someone your samples and your scents, and they can no longer get that scent. So that's like, we don't want to be having to run around trying to find scents. That just sucks.
Oh yeah. Don't forget to order your fall, your harvest collection brochures. So that way you could have them there. It's so cute. Very cute. So make sure y'all place an order for these business tools. And if you haven't already, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
And if you haven't already ordered your testers for our fall and winter, you could get the transition kit. You don't have to get the whole kit, or even your mini testers. That works for me as well if you're on a budget. I'm good. Carrie, go ahead.
Johanna had said too, don't forget, you guys, that it's going to take, it's probably going to take the full 10 days to get your orders, especially if you place them on the last day of the month. You might be good Monday and Tuesday, but that last day, so make sure you're setting the expectations, because again, we get so spoiled with placing our orders, especially us that are in Texas on Monday or in North Texas, and then we get them on Wednesday, Thursday, like that, and Friday. So make sure you set the right expectations. So you may even get some of your orders on the 1st faster than you get the ones that you placed on the last day of the month. So set the expectations. Let your customer know that since he has 10 days to ship, not for you to receive the order, 10 days to ship, and they just might use those whole 10 days. And don't forget, tell your teams, tell everybody, don't lose out on those points to activate. You know what I mean? If you're not going to be paid a title, at least get the activation points. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, y'all. What? Yes, talking 7 right now. What? Say that again, Jen. I'm not sure what you're saying. So anybody else have any questions while we get that clarification?
I think she's saying that it's taken 7 business days for the orders to ship out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you know what? That all varies, I guess, on what you order. Because again, I placed orders on Monday, got them on Wednesday. So I placed the order on Friday, it's getting delivered on Monday. So that's this week. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna get worse. She's right. It's gonna get worse. So. Anybody got any other?
Sure, I would say just remember the that was 600 with diffusers. Wow.
Yeah.
Just remember, I think what kind of spoke to me that she talked about too was your dream team. Make sure that you're reaching out to, your list of possible people to join, because remember, as long as they do sign up, even on the last day of August, they can still have the possibility to earn the free shooting star kit. So make sure that, with these last few days, that you just go a little harder and maybe than you ever have, to reach out to those people and offer them the opportunity. Or, I know sometimes it can be kind of scary, I guess is a better word, to maybe reach out to those people. But, just think about the surface wise, and maybe connect, maybe a certain way that prior to the call, you didn't really know how to connect with them, but maybe one of their surface wise, and you can reach out to them from that angle. So make sure that you're still trying to connect with those people that have shown any type of interest in joining, because there's still time.
Another announcement that I had real quick was the all consultant training call that Cincy the webinar that they do for us. It's called Finding Harmony. I'm excited. I'm going to sign up for that. It's for people who are running a business at home. They know that it could be stressful if we're at home. So just kind of finding your harmony. I'm excited to hear about that. There's no balance. We can never find that correct balance, but just to make something a little bit
I was trying to read what she was saying. Yeah, so just if you want to subscribe to that webinar, it's up there. It's loaded now, so you could get on the call. It's at 10 o'clock on Tuesdays.
Alrighty, guys. Well,
Lucy, you want to take us out? I'm going to stop the video for me.
Okay. Well, we'll hear from y'all on Facebook. And hopefully those that are on our Step to Success program, y'all are up with chapter 2, going to start chapter 3. And those that are not, hopefully you'll be on the next one that we have. But until then, guys, y'all finish up this month strong, finish up this catalog season strong. And yeah, let's go. Peace.
alrighty, guys. Bye.